Hi, lovelies. Good morning. I should say good light day, good light day, good light day to you. Um, if you are in mourning for a loss, Apollo Creed crossed over yesterday. I wasn't too happy about that. Um, I could see Sylvester Stallone wasn't. He just didn't even know what to say, because he was just not feeling that the pain of that. We're gonna see a lot of that. People crossing over. And so this brings me, welcome to Be So Light. If it's your first time here, great. If you have no idea who I am a priestess of the galactic spiral light. I work with spiral light energy. I work with frequencies and frequencies of colors and codes. And I do my gift that just came online that's really been fun is code writing. So I do the codes according to what a person needs for their healing. And it's kind of really interesting how it comes in because now it's like the symbols and then the frequency all comes in, and that right there is the coded energy for a healing. So I had a new one that came in last night for divine light supercharging of the cells of the body. So, and that one came with these symbol dials that you have to activate that brings in that energy into the body to help your body with charging up. And the best way I can say is when we get our cell phones and we're using it, and when it starts to go low in battery, it starts counting down, telling you, okay, you only have 30% or you only have 10% of energy left. It's the same thing with our bodies when you say the body is not feeling as though it has enough energy to keep going along doing what you need to do. So here's the deal. If you are not feeling supercharged, you have to charge up. And that charging your body up is on the same concept as you plugging in your phone to charge it up when the battery's going low. You go low too. But one of the things with us, we have to drink that water and then literally sit and connect into our divine light self to bring that charge in. So then we're putting it into fruition. We're saying, yes, I'm charging up. I'm going to charge up my body now. I'm bringing in the energy or the essence of the divine creator, Mother, Father, God, to come in, charge up my cells. Okay. So we'll get into that part a little later. But welcome to the first day of the first portal that is starting this journey. So here's the thing. I was trying to get it all set up yesterday with the thumbnail, and I just found an easier way to do it. But I was trying to go through Canva. Just don't. I don't know. I just don't. I'm just gonna have to take a course in how to do all this stuff. Whatever. So it's the same thing. It's trying to put something together and then get it up here to promote it. This is why you see me come on live so much, because coming on live, I can actually put the material here, and then you have an opportunity. If it doesn't fit your schedule, you can come back and take a look. I put things up on a thumbnail, ones that I made from my own pictures, just to bring people into what I was talking about. Sometimes it kind of takes, sometimes it doesn't. I do better when I just show up and go live. Um, so this is the first day. So we're getting the energy set. Now, this is kind of like your prep energy, because when we get to March, March is all about the manifestation. So, whatever you are connecting to in these next 10 days, setting your intentions, really going in and um, putting it, fine tuning, what do you really want to move towards? How do you really see yourself in this year? And how do you really see yourself preparing yourself for next year? Next year is going to be the holy grail. And the reason why I say that is because you're going to have literally two energies of the creational energy pushing through and the old energy diving out. It's going to be that obvious. It's going to be that strong. It's going to be that much seen. So as we're preparing and moving into our true self and really giving ourselves permission to really step into what your mission is, this is what you are setting into place. So today we're doing the first day. I have it digital, I have it on my phone, and I go by the galactic calendar. Now, I'm not one, I guess, really super technical, but I do compare it and activate with the Gene Key, the book that activates with the I Ching that comes up in it. So today is Saturday, February the 3rd. This is also a day for Yamaye. This is also a day of Saturn. This is also White Lunar World Bridger guided by endlessness. Now, when we pull this up, this energy today is dealing with the throat chakra. Okay. So, dealing with the throat chakra, the larynx. Oh, if you haven't been feeling like stuff, like you have to get stuff out of that larynx, it says leave the domain of the ego to travel the world of the soul. Function is opportunity, action is equalize, and the power is death. The death energy is what needs to come to an end, what needs to transform itself. I polarize with the purple, equalizing, stabilizing, opportunity, moving into that part of what is the part that needs to just to die, to let go of, that needs to just be released. So it's ruled by Mars and is ruled by the larynx chakra and the dimensional door in which two aspects of existing comes together, the life and death, awareness here and there, in reincarnation, regeneration, transmutation, the bridge between the worlds, the mystic death. This is that part that's being that's showing up. So we already see that when how I thought it was really interesting when Carl Weathers was announced that he had passed away. When I saw it, it said 30 minutes. This is just in. But there was another well known person who had died an hour before that, another actor. And I was like, wow, what the heck? Today's time is 11:11. Take the breath, bring it in, connect to that 11:11 energy, bring it down, breathe it in. Okay. So I find it very interesting that there was that type of energy. And plus, it was Imbal. Yesterday was the official day of that on the 2nd. Goddess Bree rules that day of Imbal. So this is where it's going to be, all in here. So if you've been having problems keeping this clear, if you've been feeling challenged, like when you speak, you can't get your words out, or you might say the wrong thing and it upsets someone, Um, this is where this energy is going to be holding. It's the bridging of your truth, the bridging of what you're saying. And now it's really looking at how this world bridging of the energy symbol right here. Okay. How it really is the energy, and it works with on here that it works with a second chakra also. But the main thing is going to be this Mars energy. Okay. So with this, when we're setting these energies into tension, this is your first one. So this is that building energy of what we're moving into that allows you to start really thinking about cultivating, because this energy, we want to take it and move it into the manifestation energy, which is going to be another 10-day journey that I will be taking you through with this. This is just a prep. That one, that's the manifestation. That's the anchoring. That's the what do I do? So the gene key that is activated with it is the I Ching. Okay, so it's going to be line, break, break, line, break. So that's the I Ching for this. The dragon in your genome. And it's all about the Siddhi, this is transparency, the gift, the intimacy. The shadow is dishonesty. What is the dishonesty? And because it's the gene key number 59 that we're looking at, this is where we do the genetic laundry. And it's all about getting into the genetics, pairing the shadow, the gifts, and the cities. Um, it gets into more, and this is where you want to have the book, because the book is a part of the activations as you're moving through these 10 days of energy. It gets you to open, it gets you to think, it gets you to allow your centering of yourself to come in. And it says, I like reading there, the notes off to the side. It says, if you move against evolution at the time such as this, you will meet an opposing force whose power is incomprehensible. Okay, so where do we see that happening? What state's doing that? Hmm. I find that very interesting there. It says, as this heart opening occurs, true intimacy is born, and two people meet within a single awareness. We are all one genetic tribe moving through a huge and transformational period in history, the end result of which will be the realization of our unity. That is so true, and that's coming into play. So here's the thing, we're going to be working with the kin, going into that symbol. When it is a wave spell, they call it, and it's a portal, that means that's potent energy that you can be working with to start cultivating what you're bringing in. If you've been kind of like lagging and kind of like hem hawing around saying, oh, yeah, I'm getting in there doing my shadow work, but you really haven't gotten in there and started doing your shadow work, looking at those things that are making you say, maybe I shouldn't, I need to get rid of this energy, clear it out. That's what you want to be working on. So the gene key, awesome book. I love this book. Hello. I love this book. I write in it, I put my notes in it, and when you read each one of these, it literally activates you. So within these 10 days, you're going to get 3 cards a day. These 3 cards are the collective energy of what we're looking at, what we're moving into, what is the message behind all of the galactic energy that's taking place. So here's something I want to share with all of you. And I thought this was interesting. Today I'm having licorice and fennel. Ooh, it's a hawk. This energy we're working with is we're working with attunement and we're working with the energy of integrity. Okay. So right in between is where we're seeing that change, that energy, that moving, that that truth of self. The things that we need to heal. Where are we showing up for ourselves? Where are we not showing up for ourselves? Where are we feeling as though there's a change upon me, but I'm not sure what direction to go into because right now the energy is so expanded. And as it expands, we are expanding in ourselves, expanding in who we are. And it's really governing us to really make the conscious choice of how we're choosing to show up and choosing to imprint the new energy of ourselves. Okay. So I just want you in this 10-day journey to just allow yourself to go into those places and look at things. What are some of the fears you're still holding on to? What are some of the hurt and the traumas that are still hurting you? That you still have not given yourself permission to let go. You say you let it go, but you really didn't because it still comes up in your mind and you're still thinking about it. You're still giving an energy towards it. Okay. So, this is where I'm inviting you to really take a look at what has just still sitting there, not allowing you to feel. And what's going on in your generational line, your ancestral line? Okay. What are some of the things that are showing themselves there? So, this is why I really want you to look at this and feel into this journey. It's 10 days. That one means a new beginning. The zero is holding the space, but it's still a space of creation. You hit a 0 point and it's holding that space where you can create. Okay. What is that looking like for you? What is a belief that you want to get rid of? That's not true anymore. How does that feed into your subconscious mind and your super subconscious mind? How does that feed into your well being and your cellular self? So be prepared. Your body is going to go through some shifting as we do this work because it's allowing you to be open, it's allowing you to be vulnerable to yourself, it's allowing you to dive in, and it's allowing you, like I said in my other video, to sit down and get quiet and go within. We only have so much time of our winter time to really get in there and process and make it count. So when the sun comes up again and it's light and we walk the dial and go into the spring energy, moving into that, that allows us to really bring into fruition of all that we sat with while it was in stillness. Okay. W- Stillness is how you look at the trees when they lose all their leaves and the sapling goes down into the roots of themselves within the tree. When the spring comes, everything gets warmed up and the sapling comes up to give birth to their leaves again. to show a new cycle is beginning. Okay. So this is what we're going to be diving into and doing some good releasing and kind of just taking care of that energy. Now, some of the things I've really been noticing is the amount of star beings, ships that have been cloaked and showing themselves, not showing themselves, but cloaking themselves, but leaving evidence that they were, were above, you know. Um, so the portal picture that I showed the other day, I really had a chance to kind of look at that picture, and it really looks like a triangle portal opening, the way it was just how the rainbow just kind of streaks out. I posted that in the community so that you can see. So there's going to be extra things posted in community so that you can dive in, and I'll do some good questions with you and put that in there. Also, I will put other healing spiral light things in that section for the community. This is the nice part about this. If you're coming here and you see this video and you want to do this and you see this today, you're getting started on day one. If you see this tomorrow, you're getting started on, that's going to be your first day, but we're going to be on day two. So it gives you time to start really getting into it and prepping yourself. Because when we do the next cycle, which comes in March and it's going to go into April, that cycle is going to start. Um, that cycle is going to start in March 15th, and it's not going to end until March 24th, and it'll end right before the eclipse takes place, the big eclipse. Um, that's actually not the big eclipse. Excuse me, I misspoke. That's going to be the lunar eclipse. That's going to happen at 12:12 on the full moon on March 25th. So that's going to be the pre-door before the bigger eclipse, the solar eclipse. Okay, so this is going to be in that energy of intention, setting the intention. And then, boom, when we hit the April and May energy, that's going to be the manifestation. And that solar eclipse is going to be the activator for what is coming, how everything's going to show up, what's gonna be. Because one, I'm getting goosebumps. When we talk about, and look how they show the picture for the month of solar. Look at this picture. Look at that, splitting in half. And the picture for the intention, I love this. That's beautiful. But as we are working in our medicine for this one, we're looking at this. Then it goes into the hummingbird, which I find fascinating because that's all a part of me energetically. And I'm just like, whoa, that's all speaking and intertwining with itself. And then the three cards. So this is where you want to have your journal, your pen, have everything ready to write down the notes. And like I said, I'll post and put certain things in the community, and that'll start tomorrow. So if you are really feeling called to do this work, please, I hope that you do join and take into this. And at this time, Still having problems with trying to do my Patreon. I think I'm going to have to just use a different route. You guys, I'm just not super techie savvy. I'm really not. I'm trying to get in there and do it, but it's just been kind of challenging. Okay, so I put a video up, and now I can't find it. Should have been in there, but I guess it's not in there. I don't know. All right, here's this. So we're going to set the first message. It's going to be as above, so below message. And then the frequency cards are going to be the activators. Okay? Which is going to be kind of cool. And I'm using the She Tarot, the sacred She Tarot cards. All right. Let's see how this pans out, shall we? Okay, and then the activator. Okay. First card, power. Number 14, power. It's the power card. This is the above card. The earth card is going to be perfection. Number 13, perfection. So let's take a look at how I find that interesting that the 14 and the 13, now I mixed those cards up, how they came together. But this is broken up. The way she designed these cards, they're in 4 groups, 4 different elemental groups. So let's see, number 14. Oh, I just passed it. Oop, just passed it. Okay, so this one is going to be all about, there are 2 powers in the world. One is the sword and the other is the pen. There's a third power stronger than both, than that of women. So there is a third power stronger than both, that of women. So this is the energy that is all about what are some of the things that need to be looked at. What's the PowerPoint? Then we have the perfection, and this one is dealing with a break in any perfection lets the light in, offers relaxation. Perfection is an ending, imperfection, a beginning. Love the odd, the surprising, the strange in yourself, and then in the world. The temple of beauty permits an open window. That's how it breathes. And this is representing, I thought this is interesting. When you really look at this, they're using the Nefertiti ruling of ancient Egypt. So they're using the history of that energy, the Queen of Swords. Okay. So the activational card for this, ooh, nice. Number 29, and this is the rebalance and astral shielding. So the rebalance card is this. Okay. And just breathe that in. So you're holding that energy. So those are your notes that you're taking for that. So if you have the gene key, or you're going to get it because you really want to dive into the next one that's coming up in March, that 10-day period, is highly worth it. It is thick, a lot of knowledge in there, but keep in mind it is an activation. And because of the fact that it actually is talking about the dragon in your genome, what are we stepping into? We're stepping into dragon energy. And dragon energy is something I find so powerful to work with, if not for yourself. I actually called in the dragons of sacredness to come through this whole area, apartment areas, this one and the other one next door, because there's just been too much chaotic energy happening. Like it's concentrated. Like I can't explain it. It's just almost like people are being hit on purpose to act out, to have issues. And by the way, that info that I talked about that had the police here out in the parking lot, that was an official stabbing of that young boy. So um, it's just the energy of people being triggered. Certain frequencies are triggering people to act out. Okay. So I just really wanted to come on and activate this and start it. Please keep in mind, I will be putting things into the community section and doing some teachings in there where you can go in and take a look in the community. So I just want to have you get started today. So if you have any questions or leave me a comment, and I do respond to your comments as long as they're respectable. If you're coming in and gonna be mean to me, I'm not consenting to that. I don't have time. You don't have time either. Clock is ticking. This is it. I've been hearing the song. It's a final countdown. Do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. Yeah, final countdown. We're getting to that. And I'm not sure if some of you have noticed the acceleration of the time. Like it speeds up and then slows down. Speeds up and then slows down. It's like a contraction. It's like that's what it feels like, how time is doing that, how we're moving and shifting. And the sunlight right now, the clouds are kind of pushed away. It's really bright sunlight out. That means some very high codes are being activated, that are shining through and doing a lot of cleaning up and purging energy. So if you're going to join this 10-day journey, which I hope you do, please do. You want to keep all of your written info written down on what the three cards are. Okay. And then utilizing it, the rebalance. And I think this one comes with, hold on a second. Let me do the whole thing of this. Okay. So the rebalance, I love her books. When she puts her books together, she gives it and puts it all in color. And this is Light Star. Good star, Light Star. I told her I use her cards to do readings and stuff. She wrote me back and said, "I'm so honored you do that." And I said, "Well, honey, I pay for the cards. I want to show people what the cards are, and I like the energy of the cards." So because this is all about rebalance, those of you that might have been doing a little bit too much, So this is all about your Himalayan sea salt baths. If you're not doing Himalayan, you're just doing a regular salt bath. This is all about smudging. The colors are going to be the ultraviolet purple and silvery blue. The oils you can work with are going to be the sandalwood and rosemary and honeysuckle. Flower essence are really good to help center. The crystals will be selenite and spirit quartz and ametrine. I love ametrine. Ametrine's so beautiful. So this is that healing shield that's linked to the dimensional realms, and it's for the astral healing. So those of you that are finding yourself in the astral and coming in contact with different things talking to you in the astral field. So I'm going to close out with this. Pay attention to, and I already had a friend telling me this. We were talking about this yesterday. How she came in contact with someone. She went and got something to drink, and her cacao drink, and the person she was talking to, it felt like she said it felt like she wasn't of this planet. I said, yeah, we're gonna have a lot of that. So, and I'm paying attention to, when they do the little short videos on YouTube, they put the shorts up and you kind of can see who put a short up, blah blah blah. Well, they've been putting up like Chinese beauties or whatever. I don't know what that is. Like they're modeling the clothes and stuff, and I'm like, hmm. But there's one thing that I'm noticing is some of these women are really, really tall, and they have very, very straight, long legs that almost look kind of insectoid. And one of them I saw is someone that was going to do like a creepy chat about videos or something. He had it circled on his thing and said, "Look at her legs. That's an insectoid being." Okay. And when they have those long legs and that slender, tiny little face, yeah, that's an insectoid. They're in a human form, skin form, or hologram in front of them to kind of like um, show you that you're looking at a human, but really that's not what they look like. Okay. So it goes back to that commercial, and pay attention. We're coming up on Super Bowl time, and this is where they do a lot of their weird commercials that you never see throughout the whole time, and they put all these commercials out. That's because they're doing all their stuff. But the one commercial that still is in your face is the Mountain Dew one, where the guy gets the Mountain Dew, he looks in the reflection, and he sees himself as the lizard, and then he's like, oh, and then it's like the other two, they're showing themselves, but they show them in a mixture amongst the humans. Yeah, we're about to get a little bit of Star Wars going on for sure. And that has been happening. But the thing is, this is where, because of the amount of frequencies coming in and how Gaia is accelerating, that energy that used to keep everything so hidden can't stay. It's not allowing it to stay. So it's like they're going to be glitching all over the place. And that's why I said, I think it was 2 months ago, I did a video about watch out, because you might think you know the friend that you're hanging out with, or the companion friend you're hanging out with, and they decide they're gonna glitch, and, and all of a sudden you see something that don't look like, you thought they were human, but they're not. So I don't have a problem with it, as far as long as they are not going to be in my space trying to hurt me or a child. That's where I draw the line. Me or a child or other innocents and you're coming here to pull a Jupiter ascending moment, okay? That's where I have a problem. Then we're going to have words, and it's not going to be sugarcoated for sure. So I know the things that I've seen, and I know the dimensions where I've been, and the things that I've fought. And I know for a fact the things that I've seen and fought, that if they showed up right now in this timeline, some people would not be able to handle it. I would know what it is, but other people that are not familiar with that, that have never encountered something like that, they wouldn't know how to handle it. But you're about to find out. And they're doing it very slowly because mother's moving into a whole new realm. And this is the revealing of all of our genetic makeup of ourselves, you know, and everything that's been hidden is coming forward. So it has to come forward because we're moving forward. Okay. So good luck to all of you out there that are hiding stuff and doing the wrong to the people. Good luck to you because your luck is definitely running out. For sure. I just sit back and I just laugh and say, wow, this is going to get good. Yes, butt kicking time. So just pay attention. Everything is not what it seems. Okay, just always remember that. They want you to look over here and there, and just remember everything's not always what it seems. There's a higher divinity of energy that's going on because new contracts have been signed, right? All right, lovelies, be good to yourself. If you're doing this work, thank you for being a part of it. All of that is coming in is all of your intention of what you're creating. If you've made your vision board, that's a part of that too. You know, activating that and bringing that in. But today, it's going to be about this. How are you going to speak today? How are you going to show up? What's going to come through your throat? Okay. All right. Much love to all of you. Just keep in mind, I will put up some info in community a little later on today or tomorrow for sure. It'll be in there by tomorrow. The newsletter is out. I already left info how you can go and in the community and go over to the newsletter and view it under my WordPress. So good information for you there. So be good to yourselves. Much love to all of you. And say it with me. I am divinely seen. I am divinely heard. I am divinely loved. There you go. All right. Be so light. Bye.